Some would call it swag, some call it cockiness, some would call it being a diva. But when you're good, it's not bragging. And elite wide receivers and the confidence they exude often permeates an entire team, and we're going to see a couple of examples of that in this one. Welcome to the home of the Colorado Buffaloes, Boulder, Colorado. As we see the number 7 team in the country, the Texas Longhorns, taking on a team from the playoff a year ago, the Colorado Buffaloes. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. And the Longhorns will get us underway with the opening kickoff. Bounces through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Looking for room. It's Gaines. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get those running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Gets the back moving. Quarterback may change this route. Second down, he'll throw it. Just a hair too much on it from this big-armed sophomore quarterback. Now facing a 3rd and long. Out of the gun, the give to the back. He gets it oh so close to the first down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short.
Yeah, and a nice effort by the running back. Way to get some positive yards. Nice play call. Still short, though, right? Now it's 4th and short. Decision time. It's not a decision. You're going for it. But what play do you want to run to go for it?
They're in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, and this is why you square your prominent jawline and go straight ahead to get it. And he gets it up to the 36. It'll be a first down.
There are not a lot of head coaches that I think are willing on their opening drive to go for it on 4th down, especially in that kind of field position. But this head coach ain't scared. And he believes in his running back. He believes in his offensive line to go pick it up, and that's exactly what they did.
And they'll wrestle him to the ground after a short gain.
You definitely want to commit to the run game. You want to establish the run game. You want the defense to honor it. But if it doesn't work a little later down the road, you might think about airing that puppy out.
They'll go right back to him. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
And those are the plays you dream about. You blitz, you bring the absolute lumber. Those big hits, man, those can set the tone. And that makes a decision for this offensive player. Do I really want to go near that guy again?
Complete to the left. That'll be enough for the first down, and they'll mark it at the 48.
And listen, the defense knew coming into this one, they were going to target him early and often. He is a weapon, and there's no mystery where the quarterback's going to be looking on critical down and distances. Let's see how they're able to cover him throughout the rest of this game.
Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Fires to the tight end. On the move at the 30. Touchdown, Bucks! And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
How about that first drive by the offense? Usually script the first 10 plays. Well, I had one extra. It only took 9. Great job moving down the field, stringing plays that look like other plays together, and getting this opening drive touchdown.
He's going to take a chance from midway in his end zone. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. They're lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they have dialed up for this one. On the direct snap, it's Russell. It falls incomplete. How about the trickeration on first down that just goes awry? Well, that helped the completion percentage, but the idea was yards after the catch, and it didn't happen.
Great job on defense, too. See ball, get ball. They saw exactly when that ball was spit out. You saw the defense fly to the football.
Danced his way through traffic, pick up a 4 to the 19. So 3rd and short from inside the 20. You convert here, and this drive takes on a different complexion. Lewis wants to pass. And the 3rd down pass is incomplete.
Well, it's not quite the start this offense wanted to have on 3rd down. It's their first opportunity. That one falls incomplete. They're going to have to be better on those critical downs as this game goes on.
So on their first drive of the game, they're going to roll the dice a little bit and go for it on 4th down in their own territory. And the incomplete pass, they roll the dice. Snake eyes.
There are analytics out there in college football that say maybe you can go for that at that point of the field here in the first half. It's still early. If you don't get it, you can come back later in the game, make it up, score some more points, and that mistake will be erased. The problem is right now at this juncture of the game, that was a big-time error. The fact that you didn't get that, you're now gifting your opponent points.
What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? After the incompletion, they go back up top. Catch in the middle, it's Andrews. That completion will take them inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
As a head coach, you love it when your quarterback is locked in early. Opening drive, throws a touchdown pass. Really nice throw on that last play. Here in the 2nd drive, he's firing on all cylinders. You can tell this guy did his homework coming into this game, and right now it's paying off.
And the Buffaloes line it up with a 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Colorado!
Man, this offense has started the season off so good. 1-0 a week ago, right? Now building on it again. Great job putting points on the board. It's still the first half, but this unit looks dialed in.
And he's not going to take a knee. Here he comes. Gets it across the 20 to the 21, and not quite what he would have picked up just taking the touchback. Here comes the Texas offense. They've gotten off to a sluggish start and need to put something together on this drive. Just missed his man, gave him just a little too much.
Obviously not the start this quarterback was hoping for, guys. He's now 0 for 4 to start the game throwing it. He just can't seem to find a rhythm. He's not finding his receivers. I'm even wondering if he's seeing the field that well at all. But no surprise, when you start the game 0 for 4 at QB, you've got no points on offense.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
Lewis to throw. Finds his target down the middle. They'll make the stop about 3 yards short of the first down.
Really nice job by the defense there. You're trying to force the quarterback to throw the football in front of you and allow your guys to square up and make a tackle out in space. You got to force the ball carrier to do something special after the catch. Not able to do it there, so really nice tactic by the defense.
They were unfazed by that earlier fourth down failure and will try for a second time. Hauls it in, the first down and more. There he goes. Huge play there into plus territory, and they'll mark him out of bounds at the 46.
Well, that tells you a lot about their confidence in this quarterback. Fourth down early in the game on your own end, and you go for it, but when you make decisions and throws like that, it's easy to see why.
The Longhorns getting set on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. Crosses the 30, he's got a lane. He rumbles all the way down to the 2-yard line. He gave him a little bit of everything on that one.
You cannot let that happen to you defensively. That is the definition of getting gashed. They didn't have one guy in their front seven even get a finger on that guy.
The Longhorns are moving quickly down the field. Quarterback keeper.
You know, they went QB designed run, but there just was nowhere for the quarterback to go. It couldn't go outside, and there was just way too many bodies on the inside for him to get anything positive. They lose a yard.
Trying to pound it in. Beck's going for the goal line. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Texas!
And I tell you what, this offense, man, we got a small sample size. We only had one game where they were unbelievable last game, but another score early in this football game. This offense is looking like a force to be reckoned with.
And after the extra point, they've cut the lead in half, down 14-7. Guys, Colorado has the lead here. One period in the books, and let's take a look at the stats. They are lined up and ready to go and get things started here in the second. Kicker has everything lined up and about set to get this one underway. On the run from inside his own 5. And the return man is stopped, and that'll leave it up to the offense on the next drive. Colorado has the ball back, and the Buffaloes hoping to put their team in prime position on offense. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
And when you play defensive end, it's all about getting off the football. You can tell, gets off the football really fast, gets in the backfield, gets the running back before he knows what hit him. What a play by the defensive end.
And how about that play by that giant, that mountain of a man on the defensive front? Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. Hand off from the shotgun. Absolutely nowhere to go as this defense makes a 3rd down stop.
All right, on offense, you're trying to catch him napping on 3rd and long. You try to run the football, but good job by the defense not being fooled and giving themselves an opportunity now to get the ball back.
Yeah, and you got to do a better job not getting in 3rd and long. Offense has to be better on 1st and 2nd down, so you're not forced in these 4th down situations where now you're in limbo of what you want to do.
So Texas has it again, and here comes the offense. Took the last drive in for a touchdown. They'll try to do it again on this one. Looking for a crease. It's Lockett. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
This offense has really struggled, and I think you're just waiting for one play, one explosive play to happen to hopefully galvanize you a bit offensively. That's not the case, and there they try to run the football in the first play of the drive, and it gets absolutely blown up for a loss.
He tries to take the top off, and they can't hook up. Going for the big play on 2nd down. Now it's 3rd down.
And listen, as a quarterback, you're trying to find the matchup, trying to find who's open. I don't know if anybody was open, but that was not a greatly thrown football. I don't know if it was miscommunication, but the ball thrown out of bounds and just on to the next down.
Just what they'd hoped for on third down as they've got a first at the 32. Passing game kept this drive moving. Let's see if they try it again. The RPO, fire complete to the left. They stop him just short of the first down, but it will be 2nd and inches coming up.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
Off the play fake. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. Fired just a little too long as the junior frustrated he missed that connection.
Another off throw from this quarterback, and they knew coming into the game if they were going to have success, they had to be efficient throwing the football, and they have not been that so far. Whether it's been pass pro, bad routes, bad throws, they're not getting it done right now through the air.
They want to run this quarterback. Just across the 20 with a first down at the 19. And the Longhorns pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. Fires on the move. He's got it. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a first down. So close to cashing it in for this offense. Lewis wants to pass. Wide out trying to get it in. He thought he might turn that into a score, but the defense able to wrestle him down short. They'll stop him at the 3.
It's hard to throw the ball down here in the red zone, man. These windows are tiny, and that's why the teams that can run the ball the best generally are the best red zone offenses.
Under fire. He took a shot at the end zone, and he almost picked it off. It'll be 3rd down.
Things just not going as easy for this guy as they did his last game out. Last time he completed over 70% of his throws. This week, though, defense taking some throws away. They've made some plays.
They will score! Touchdown, Longhorns!
And that is a huge touchdown for the offense and also a big momentum shifter in this game because now if they kick the extra point, they tie this game, anything could happen.
The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. From inside his own 15, looking for a crevice. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. They go to the ground. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Great team defense on that run play. Everybody doing their job. People winning their one-on-ones. D linemen staying in their gaps. Linebackers and DBs filling. You just can't do it better.
And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
Defense is about seeing it and pulling the trigger, and you could tell they pull the trigger so fast, get to the back, get him on the ground quickly.
You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. From the gun, wants to pass. Serious arm strength on that 3rd down pass, but it's incomplete.
Well, the defense finally has figured it out. That was critical for their confidence because they had been scored on earlier. They had given up a ton of yards. I think they understood the gravity of the situation. 3rd down, that was critical for them to get off the field, build momentum, build some confidence. Nice job that time by the defense.
Can you believe this? The offense is going for it on 4th down. Wants to adjust the pattern. On 4th down, he'll try to toss it. Makes the grab past the marker. Flying down the left side. Running inside the 20. Touchdown, Buffaloes! He found some open space and turned on the Jets.
And I just love the execution by this offense. Late in the half, man, you want to take the lead. You want to get that momentum on your side, and they do it. They finish it with the passing game. I'll tell you what, keep that passing game up. You can keep this lead, keep the momentum, and keep putting up numbers.
Here he comes. This is a gamble. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. Plenty of time to work, not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Finds his tight end. And makes the tackle at the 23 after he got 10. The Longhorns are in the hurry-up. Corner's going to give them room. Lewis to throw. Makes the grab on the left. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one.
And that's a great job executing the drag route. You just bring the big fella across the formation, wait for him to come open. The quarterback does a good job seeing him, finds him in the hole, hits him. Perfect job.
Quarterback keeps it on the sneak. Drag down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
And I tell you what, why would you not do this? I love it. Short yardage situation. Get your QB sneak. You've already got everything going. You got a few first downs. You got that momentum on your side. Just get the first down. Get that new set of downs. Now, if you want to go attack.
Oh, he's got some space. And he was off to the races. Finally tripped up at the 36.
Yeah, and the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football. Had time. Spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense. Understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
And the Longhorns have it with a 1st and 10. They'll go to the ground. This time he doesn't get loose, and finally the defense gets him bottled up behind the line. Not many hiccups on this drive, but it's 2nd and 13 now. Looking to go up top, and time's running out in the half. Got a man. It's Wingo. He's finally shoved out of bounds at the 23-yard line, and a big pickup on that one. Live by the blitz, get hit with a chunk play on the blitz, too, especially if you're man up on that dude.
And you know what? You lose some battles, especially to receivers like this who are so elite. You're going to lose some of those, but I'm still going to be aggressive. I'm still going to play man. I'm still going to have to bring some blitzes. So I look for this defense to stay aggressive, but maybe give that guy a smidge more attention.
It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Racing down the left side. At the 20. Touchdown, Bucks! What a play. Not only the interception, but the great return for the score.
And that's the way you execute on offense, man. You keep your foot on the gas. Try to make this a 2-score game. You do with that touchdown. This offense executing beautifully. The defense is going to have to find something in the second half to get some stops.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Terrific showdown this week, guys. Let's take a look at what's going on. Purdue is in front. They've led for most of the way. However, Purdue, Pete, isn't exactly putting this one in the win column just yet. They're up by 11 over Marshall. We'll circle back if anything changes in this exciting college football matchup.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. They'd love to put a long drive together here as they start from their own 21. These DBs going to give a little cushion. Going deep. He's got it. And how about that? What the doctor always ordered, an explosive play to the 40. We've got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Lewis wants to pass. Quickly complete. Stopped and forced out of bounds at the 21-yard line, just outside the red zone, and they are looking to get one in here. The offense down to the 22 on 1st and 10. Wants to throw on first down. Unloads to the wideout. And he just overshot his man and threw it out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, he's linked up with his quarterback 4 times in this first half. Finally, they're not able to connect on that one. I think the defense has just had enough. I think they've said, you know what? You can throw it somewhere else, but you're not going to get it to that guy. We're going to have coverage helping out on that receiver.
We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. The pass is incomplete, and the clock will stop with 5 seconds left.
And the offense got themselves in a tough situation. 3rd and long, so hard to execute, especially when the field starts to shrink. But the good news is they got a field goal in their back pocket.
Right down the boulevard, it's good. They cut into that lead. It's now 28-17. So they get the late field goal right before the half, and not much time after this kickoff for an answer. From inside his own 15, let's see how far he can get. They'll knock him down, and that'll take us to halftime. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. And the Buffaloes will line up to kick off and start the second half. And he's not going to take the touchback. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. And here comes the Texas offense back on the field. They ought to have some confidence based on that first half performance, but they certainly turning it on. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
My old coach said you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
They'll run it out of the shotgun. On the move is the 30. Sprinting away. The 30. And finally out of bounds after an explosive run by this ball carrier.
This guy strikes fears into the hearts of every defensive coordinator, David, with that speed. If you give this guy any open grass, man, he's gone.
It's just silly. Look at the angles, people trying to catch him, but he's got so much juice. He can outrun those angles and make enormous plays.
Going to work on second down in the red zone, is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Quick completion to the right. Touchdown, Texas! And they take it in for 6 more points.
Nice pitch and catch. This receiver and quarterback have done this thousands of times. Finds the open man, throws a strike. The receiver does the rest, gets into the end zone.
And with the extra point, they close it to a 28-24 game. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And it was capped off with the 8-yard run. The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. And the Colorado offense is coming back onto the field. They're still holding the lead, but hoping to flex a little muscle on this drive. They'll start this drive going to the air. Get it out on the screen. And that one looked great on the grease board, but when they blow it up like that, the defense is going to win every time.
And you're trying to get the ball to the running back quick and let him get some space, but there was absolutely no space. They penetrated quickly, and they got him before he could even get going.
The Buffaloes trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. From the gun, running back on the move. He's stuffed after picking up 1 to the 23.
I think if you're the coaching staff, you have to like what you've seen from this guy so far in the game. He's pumped out some really nice runs. Obviously, he's already scored a touchdown Really nice run there as well. And for me, I would keep thinking about creative ways of getting this guy the ball as the game goes on here in the second half.
Snagged in the middle. It's Pratt. And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short. In their own territory, no problem. 4th and inches, and they'll go for it. Needs it to keep this drive alive. Able to work it to the 39-yard line, and that'll be a first down.
You know, college football is so much about emotion and momentum and trying to find parts of games where you can grab it. How about going for it on 4th down on your own end of the field early like that and coming away with the first? That's huge.
And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Man, there are certain guys that I want to make sure I hone in on, and I do not give them the football in space. And this running back is one of those guys. Really good job by the defense, keeping their eyes on their keys and not letting him sneak out and get any kind of space. As soon as he touched it, he was on the ground.
You just sense the frustration starting to build, not only on offense, but I think with this running back as well. He is so talented. He's had some massive games throughout his career. Just haven't been able to get him going early in this game. That was a pretty good run there. Let's see if he can turn it on here in the second half.
They're a couple of yards short of the first down, but the offense will stay out there on 4th down. Might be changing the route. On 4th down, they'll throw for it. Gets drilled as he releases it, and the ball just trickles to the ground.
Great job by the defense there. They were not caught off guard in that situation on the field. This offense might decide to go for it on 4th down. They're going to make the play. Their offense now takes over. And if I'm the play caller here, I am taking a shot in a sudden change situation. Let me see if I can throw one deep and make this team pay for not getting that 4th down.
Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be 2nd down. Lewis to throw. Gets it out quickly. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
Well, there's an example of the quarterback just creating on the fly, because I think that was supposed to go to the running back on a screen, and he just saw an open guy downfield and said, I don't know, I'm just going to throw it down to this dude. He's wide open. I know it's not how we drew it up, but we'll take it.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Finds his man. It's Daniels. He gets the job done on 3rd down. They move the chains. It's at the 37. The Longhorns come to the line with a new set of downs. Looking to throw on 1st down. Works the middle of the field.
Man, the offense got away with one there. That was supposed to be a running back screen. Instead, the quarterback threw it somewhere else. And with all the offensive line running way down the field, they're lucky that wasn't a penalty.
The Longhorns can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
And the Longhorns come to the line on 3rd down, trying to keep this drive alive. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Trying to take it back. They'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Quarterback making checks. Looking to throw on 1st down. Now he's going to glide away from pressure. And not much going on downfield. You just get rid of it and live to play another down.
Know the situation, know the game of football, right? When I start to get outside the pocket, I don't see anything there. I can throw the ball away. I don't have to take a sack, get a lost yardage play. I can just throw the ball out of bounds as long as it passes the line of scrimmage. We go on to the next down. No harm, no foul.
Right back up top on 2nd and 10. That's caught. It's Pratt. Gets it to the 42-yard line, and that's a 1st down.
And I love the awareness by the wide receiver on that play because I'm not sure that route was supposed to be that deep. You got to wonder if the receiver decided maybe to adjust the route a little bit to make sure that he got the first down.
Makes it past the marker. Rustled out of bounds at the 26. A huge pickup on the ground.
What a run, man. I tell you what, it's hard to pop runs. It's hard to get 3, 4, 5, 6 yards a lot of times. But when you got backs like this who can make huge plays with the speed, getting out in the open field, can take it the distance on every play, defenses are scared out of their mind.
Guys, Colorado has the lead here. 3 quarters are in the books. Time becomes a factor both in trying to hold the lead or cut into it as we take a look at the stats. They'll go back to work with a first down in the final period. Looking downfield on first down. The quick out. That completion gets them inside the 10, and the defense is running out of room to defend.
Well, you can tell those two have been practicing the out route all off season long. They look like they could have completed that in their sleep.
The play action fake. Moving, keeping the eyes downfield. He caught it! And he will score! Touchdown, Colorado!
You know, good teams just know how to close games out. And you're seeing that right now with this team, right? Their defense just had a massive takeaway. The offense able to capitalize on that with a touchdown, so they've padded their lead. And this just speaks to, I think, the experience in the locker room and also the playmakers they have. This game is starting to feel like a blowout.
Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. We thought we'd see a little wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. DBs will try to keep everything in front. On the snap, it's Russell. Oh, and he's going backwards. Defense not fooled at all by the Wildcat. Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. Missed his receiver there. It's incomplete.
In football, you hear the term quick, but don't hurry. And you can tell when you run these RPOs, the QBs want to make that decision quick. And I think he hurried it a little bit too much. Got the ball out quick, but obviously was inaccurate with his pass.
Finds us back in the middle. Got room at the 35. There he goes. The 30. The 20. And he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Longhorns!
Man, oh man, when you got a weapon like that, you got to find him and you got to give him the ball in space. You have some plays on your play sheet, and some of them just say, that guy, get him the ball, let him do the rest. Dangerous weapon out of the backfield, catching the football, making the big play.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Gentlemen, let's take a look at what's happening in this exciting college football game. Kansas is in front. They've led for most of the way. However, Big J isn't exactly putting this one in the win column just yet. They're up by a field goal over Texas State. We'll circle back if anything big happens you need to know about.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Tackle is made at the 28 after a pickup of 3.
At this point of the game, the offense has the lead, and the offensive coordinator knows they want to keep running the football. So he's going back, he's looking at his playlist, and he's saying, which runs work the best for me in this game? What can I lean on right here to make sure we win this one?
Gets it past the marker. Still on his feet at the 45. Hits a seam wide open. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Buffaloes! That, his 40th career touchdown run.
This guy's had a lot of success throughout his career, but 40 touchdowns is something that's pretty commendable, David. He continues to challenge himself each and every game and every year to get better.
Yeah, just the consistency has been so impressive. The offense is built around him. Like, he's going to get the football, he's going to be featured, and still finds the end zone week after week.
Gets it out to the 20, about 5 yards short of where he'd be if he'd just taken a knee in the end zone. The Longhorns sending the offense back onto the field. This certainly hasn't been their best day, but there's no time for mistakes now. He's going for it all. And they can't make the connection going for a big play on first down.
Now, I understand the sense of urgency for the offense now because you're trailing here by a lot in the fourth quarter, and you're just trying to take a shot to see if you can get on the board and get some of this momentum back. But the problem is the defense understands that, so they're playing coverage, and they're doing a good job on the back end. Nice job forcing the incompletion.
And his offense is going to have to come up clutch, man. Like late in the football game, you are trailing. This is why you get...
Breaks into the open. And he's brought down after a nice gain. The Longhorns headed quickly to the line.
And this defense has really done a good job containing this superstar quarterback. Like,
looking for the end zone. Almost intercepted. They took a shot on first down and just about turned the thing over. Plenty of work to do here on second and long. Lewis wants to pass. Now he's going to break the pocket. He'll take another shot here. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. They've got to come up with a big play on this third and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Can't make the connection on third down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's fourth down.
This is a point where you just got to be able to focus. And the critical down and distances in this game, like that third down right there, when it's a good...
Going for the big play. He caught it. He gets it in. Touchdown, Texas.
And it's now the second time this wide receiver has scored. Another outstanding job with the route. Great job securing the catch.
And the PAT will draw them 1 point closer. They march 79 yards on the drive. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Colorado has the ball back, and the Buffaloes hoping to put their team in prime position on offense. And now that cushion is a little bit smaller, Jesse, and any mistake would get magnified.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure now on this offense too, David. I think they got to go back to their playmakers and get these guys going in the game.
No doubt.
There he goes. That's why a good running game is a coach's and quarterback's best friend when you're trying to put the lid on the game.
Really nice job by the running back here in the fourth quarter, picking up that first down. They need him now. They've got the lead, but not by a lot late in the game. They need him to play his best football at a moment in the game when everything is on the line.
And a decent gain there before the defense makes the stop. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. The give as they work on that clock. Some belief in that running game as they pick up 5 to the 35-yard line.
Well, this offense thinks that they have enough left in the tank here to run the football and run all the time off the clock. They got the lead late. Didn't get the first down on that last one, but it's not going to surprise anybody if they turn around and hand it off again here.
And he just needed a few inches, and the defense was surly and nasty and said, no, sirree. They have the lead in a one-possession game, but they're thinking deliver the knockout blow. But this carries big-time risk on fourth down. On the move. Hauled down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down.
You know, I like the idea to go for it there on fourth down, too, because at this distance, it's definitely not a gimme field goal, right? So your best chances of scoring points and paying this drive off are to go for it on that fourth down, and of course they go out and get it.
Out of the gun, the running back has it. Able to pick his way forward for a decent gain before the defense gets him down. They're in control. The clock is their friend. You'd have to expect another run here on 2nd and 6. back to pass. Just too much juice on that one as he airmails his receiver out of bounds.
Yeah, and I don't know what happened. He didn't look open as it is, and the QB's trying to make a play, trying to force the ball, but at least he threw it where his guy could catch it or nobody could catch it.
Complete on third down. Got some room into the goal line. And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Bucs!
And, you know, late in the games, offenses sometimes get conservative when they got the lead and they got the ball. I love this offense. They were aggressive. They got another score added to the lead. Now you're trying to salt this game away.
And here he comes out of the end zone. Gets it across the 20 to the 21, and not quite what he would have picked up just taking the touchback. They come to the line for the first play of the drive, snapping it from the 21. Lewis to throw. Using the quick game.
And the offense gets the ball out pretty quick. But, man, if you're going to do that, that's fine. But we got to get the first down, or we got to get out of bounds so we can stop the clock. This offense, they've got to execute a little bit tighter down the stretch of this close football game.
He goes out of bounds, maybe a step shy of the 40. They're going to mark it at the 39, and a really nice pickup there. From the 39-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on first down. He wants a big play here late. And that one's incomplete. Worth taking a shot there, but couldn't hook up.
This offense isn't calling the dogs off in this game. We're here late. They're still taking shots, and a big reason why is how good this quarterback has been all game long. 4 touchdown passes. He's reading the defense. He's playing in rhythm. He's throwing on time. He's been accurate. And late in the game, they're still letting him take shots.
Oh, he had it, and he dropped it. Almost one of those big plays he's known for. It'll be 3rd down. Trying to pick up a first down. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down.
Well, on that last deep shot, it looked to me like the quarterback probably forced that ball into coverage. But can you really blame him, guys? I mean, these two have already hooked up for 2 touchdowns in the game. If I'm him, I'm thinking the same thing. Even when he's covered, he's open. And he's shown the ability to climb the ladder and make contested catches. So I don't mind him taking another shot there.
Throws to the wideout. Makes the grab. He's got a first down. Ridden out of bounds at the 45. A big play for this offense.
Hey, you know, the defense here in this situation with a huge lead, they've got to anticipate that this offense is going to be trying to throw the ball to the sideline, so they've got to work different coverages to try to force the quarterback to go over the middle of the field with the football.
The throw to the outside is complete. He gets it down to the 36 before being knocked out of bounds.
I love the anticipation on that throw by the QB on the out route. You got to throw it before the receiver comes out of his break. Nice work.
And the Longhorns with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. They'll move the wide receiver. Lewis wants to pass. Throws toward the end zone. And it's caught for the late touchdown. So how about this? Maybe we are set up for a finish.
And listen, still a ways to go, but great job by this offense getting you back in the ball game. Now we got a 1-possession game. We got our score. We did what we're supposed to do. Now how do we get this stopped? Now the defense has to come up big and get me the rock back.
Wide receiver going in motion. From the gun, looking for a man. If the quarterback's a little more on target there, maybe they hook up, but it's an incompletion. Just over a minute to play. They're lining up for an onside kick to try to pull off this rally. And a few anxious moments, but the hands team is able to fall on it. And the Colorado offense is coming back onto the field. Guys, you want to be productive here and not go into a shell, but you've got to take care of them. Oh, he's got some space. They'll make the stop, but that first down ought to ice it, and they should be able to kneel this one out. And the Buffaloes just want to hold on to this ball for the final minute. Timeout called by the offense. 23 seconds remaining in the game. Now on first down from the 28. The give out of the gun. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Defense gets the timeout call. 20 seconds left on the clock. So with the late lead, they're ready to just drain the clock in victory formation. Looks like the offense will just take a knee. Guys, if you want to go strictly by the rankings, I guess this was an upset, but to my eyes, we saw two really good teams slug it